If you're feeling behind, overwhelmed, or just need a fresh start, I am right here with you. Welcome to my Ultimate Life Reset series. Before we start, don't forget to download my free Cozy Living Starter Kit. I will leave a link for you down below. There are journal prompts, hobby bingo, declutter checklists, and more. Everything you need to set a cozy vibe and to reset alongside me. Hi, besties. Welcome or welcome back. I am Jordan. I am a cozy creative helping you build a life you don't need to vacation from. Today, I wanted to walk you through some of the financial tools that I use and some actionable steps. Hopefully, this video will inspire you to get back on track with your finances. Editing Jordan here. Before we dive in, I cannot stress enough that I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a license. I do not do this professionally. I really just wanted to share what I am personally doing to reset my own finances. Please do not take any of this as must-do advice. If you want to seek legal counsel before doing any of the things that I recommend in my video, I encourage it. Like, do whatever you need to do to make sure that I am protected. But the disclaimer is here. I am not professional. All of this is my personal opinion. Okay, great. Thanks. I like to start my financial resets with intention and clarity. I used to think that budgeting and tracking my finances was really limiting. Like, it meant I couldn't buy what I wanted or have fun without the guilt. Over time, I have learned that financial clarity, knowing where every dollar is going, is more about peace than limitations. Feel free to body double as we go, and let's reset together. Let me show you exactly how I do this inside Notion. Let's get into it. This is my Ultimate Life Reset dashboard in Notion to be used at any time, in any order. I personally feel very behind on my finances, so that's where I want to start. I haven't checked my subscriptions in months. I haven't been budgeting. I'm not even sure what my impulse spending is like. These are just some extra links to pages that tend to help me get in the right mindset when you think about resetting, my manifestation journal, any kind of vision and goal I have for my life. Quarterly reset, like this category is the life audit section. So if I want to do something in addition to these checklists, I've got them hyperlinked here. Let's go to the finance page. We can start with pain points. I like to be clear and intentional about all of my reset. You'll see a lot of stuff is already checked off. Important to remember that with stuff like this, you don't need to get it done in a certain amount of time. I know that there's a lot of pressure to reset your whole life in an entire day and declutter your whole house, but why are we rushing? This stuff matters. It is the most impactful. Take your time. It's okay to take your time. I've been working through this finance checklist for a week and I'm still not done. So just remember, take things at your own pace. Do what works for you. That said, in the Get Clear section, I can add pain point as we go. The one that I put here is consistency, is what I've mainly been struggling with, especially when it comes to my budgeting. So I used to have this thing in my planner called Finance Fridays. And every Friday, I would dedicate some time to go through my budget, review my transactions. But it became a pain point for me because I never really did anything with my finances on Fridays. The Fridays would come and go, and I would still be behind. Or the checklist, the budget is just collecting dust. I also tried making Finance Fridays an event in my iPhone, in my calendar. So it would pop up with a 9 a.m. reminder, today's Finance Fridays, get your butt in gear. But even that didn't work. So you can see the action items that I'm proposing in terms of to-dos. So I can put example here in case. Remove this. Is maybe I don't do it on Fridays. Maybe there's a different day or time that works for me to get my finances done. Monday for me personally, it tends to be a bit of an admin day. So maybe that's the day that I check in. Maybe I do it over the weekend. Maybe I still do it on Fridays, just at a different time. Habit stacking with something existing. Maybe there's something I'm already doing on Fridays that I don't need a reminder for, something that I'm doing like clockwork. Seasonal reminders, stuff that comes around every single year. Then I have a Get Clear section just for my accounts and making sure I've got a clear summary of where my money's going, what accounts I have, where are they, how much is in it. In the declutter part, you'll see there's only 2 action items: trashing old receipts, loose bills, any papers. I get like a water bill in the mail with a future date, but my water bill is on auto pay. I don't need those papers sitting around in my office. So I want to take some time to go through that. If something is past the return date, why am I holding on to the receipt? any other documents that I'm going to need, making sure those are filed away in my file cabinet. Then I've got a wealth tracker, which I won't show here just because it's a bit personal. But essentially, I review all of the accounts that I have, how much money is in each, if I've got investment savings, checking, whatever, and just have a central list, a master file, if you will, called Wealth Summary. So that sits here. Even though I'm not showing you my personal finances, in the Wealth Summary page, I did keep this section called Key Metrics. So something you can consider if you're working through your finances, making sure that you have a clear understanding of your assets and your debts. Life is insane. Emergencies happen all the time. Why not try to be as prepared as possible for them? For example, my car was making a bunch of noise and I wasn't really sure what was going on. I ended up taking it to the Jiffy Lube and the guy was like, "How the heck have you been driving this car? You have zero brake pads." Now keep in mind, my car is old 2010 Toyota Corolla, love her to bits. I ended up having to buy new brake pads and new rotors, and I actually have to go back and get all of that retorqued. That's an emergency. That's something I need to pay for right now. I even asked the mechanic, I was like, "Hey, can I just do this later? Can I come back? I'm supposed to be hanging out with my friends right now, and this is supposed to be a quick oil change." Essentially, it was not safe for me to keep driving my car. That's not something I was planning for. Point is, emergency funds are important. Having money set aside for when your HVAC breaks, a storm comes, your car needs whatever it is, making sure that you've got an emergency fund that feels comfortable for you. Get Current is just wealth management in general. So you can think about things that are broader than just budgeting your money. But what does it actually take to manage your wealth and to build your wealth? I'll get into the Ultimate Wealth Dashboard in a bit, but I bought this spreadsheet from Kaylin Kerbler and I love it. We'll get into how I use that as a companion to managing my finances. It helps me, especially that I'm a newer homeowner. I've been in my house for about 3 years. I need to make sure that I am clear on my timeline for my loan. So this is something that I haven't done yet, but I am strongly considering it. Balancing my budget, entering in transactions for the month, credit monitoring and managing debt, updating my credit score. There's a tab in the wealth management dashboard for that. Any alerts of identity theft or suspicious things on the dark web, just make sure that I'm safe and my personal information is safe and protected. I've already done that and I feel very good about it. Any statement balances on my credit card. So again, talking about managing debt, making sure I pay down my credit card so I don't come into the new month with debt, but making sure that my credit card bill is paid, clear, clean as we reset our finances. Paying any outstanding bills. I like to delineate between what is due right now and what is overdue. Making sure that I pay them so that I do not incur a late fee. Any bills that are due soon that if I get it done in this reset, great. And if I don't, that's okay because I've got a specific time frame for when I need to pay it down. Let's talk about spending habits. I want to start researching just better prices for things. So when you think about any high yield savings accounts that you have out there, are there banks that have a higher percentage than my current bank? Subscriptions, your phone bill, your internet. Can I switch carriers and potentially save some money? At the end of the month, I'm going to do something new that I've started because, again, the impulse spending has been wild and free in 2025. But I am tracking in one of my habit trackers if I have a no spend day, which just means I did not buy anything discretionary that day. At the end of the month, out of the 30 days, I can say, okay, I had 5 days where I bought some stuff that maybe I couldn't resist the sale, whatever. But 25 out of 30 days, I was good. I was Gucci. I am currently doing a spending freeze, no discretionary spending. You can see here that I created what I'm calling a no buy list. And then what I have is a low buy list. On the no buy list, things that I already have, I definitely do not need more of: perfumes, video games, books, skincare products, hair care products, cleaning supplies. Do you know how many times I go to the store and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like a new hand soap for the fall. It smells so good. No, Jordan, don't do it. Office supplies. You know how many pens are sitting in my office? Half of them probably don't even work anymore because they're all dried out. Books, planners, even I've been really loving the Still Planner. It comes with some inserts and stuff, and that's been a really helpful way for me to just plan my life and stay on top of things. I have a chore tracker, I have a hobby tracker, I've got a video game tracker. I do not need any more inserts for my planner. No more journals, no more coloring books. Low buy list is okay. If you happen to find something, there's a sale, I'll let it slide potentially. But again, up here, it also says planning out my impulse buys. It's easy for this month because I am on a no buy, no discretionary spending. But if there's something that I see that's on sale or I'm waiting for it to come back in stock, stuff like home decor, any clothes, shoes, even stuff at Aldi where you go down the aisle and you never know what you're going to find, planning out that and baking that into my budget as opposed to just spending whatever I want whenever I want. I didn't realize it, but sometimes I will buy something just because it's on sale. That's not great. So trying to curb that. And so wherever I found either from Amazon or Kohl's or wherever that I could return something, I did. So all of my returns are done. All of my errands are done. Sometimes if I return something to a store, they'll give me store credit and I forget all about it. So I'm tracking a list of any e-gift cards that I have. Maybe you can relate. I've got like 10 gift cards that I've had for years just sitting in my wallet. In my investment portfolio, reviewing and updating any investment accounts, that kind of goes along with the wealth summary that I was talking about earlier. If I've got any money to reinvest in my settlement fund, seeing what choices I want to make, if any. I still need to review my investment performance in my wealth management dashboards, making sure that I'm updating that data, seeing the gains, the losses, the year to date performance, adjusting any asset allocations, placing any limit orders. All of that's going to be really important to manage my investments, which tend to take a back seat when it comes to my savings and my budgeting and bills and all that. Last two sections, planning and financial discipline. In my wealth management dashboard, there are sections to put financial goals, so I want to spend some time doing that. If I need to put anything in my planner that's finance related, I just want to check in and make sure everything's good. Reviewing benefits and insurance. A lot of companies have a specific annual enrollment season that they follow, which happens once or twice a year. And that is the only time throughout the year that you can update your benefits, change your healthcare plan, etc. And then for any accounts I have, updating my beneficiaries. Finally, on the Get Current section, which maybe I should start from the bottom up, is 3 key categories. I've got a whole career dashboard as well in Notion that I use for my job search. I'm unfortunately getting laid off at the end of the year. So I have an entire checklist that I created just to help me manage that process. It's scary, stressful. If you are also unfortunately in a situation where you are getting laid off, I actually created a checklist template for free, completely free for you to use to plan your layoff. I know that it can be really overwhelming. So I wanted to make a checklist and really organize everything. I also included a little dopamine menu because, again, this is hard. What are the things that are really going to help pour back into me? At work, these are all the tasks, medical, financial, personal. Things don't stop once you get laid off. So, what is your action plan post? If you are unfortunately in a similar position, or if you know somebody who's in a similar position, I know the economy is really hard, send them this checklist. Back to the financial reset. I need to make sure that any items in my personal layoff checklist are completed. I'm also looking for a part-time job. So, revisiting my part-time job options. I applied a lot of different places to be a transcriptionist, but I think with the rise of AI, they are really scaling back on having humans do that work. A lot of the places that I applied either weren't accepting new applications or it said very explicitly on their website that they were moving towards using AI for some of the output. So that was a bust, but I am going to try and explore some other things. I'm currently seeking a full-time job. So these are the tasks that I need to make sure I complete just to stay on top of everything. So that's the dashboard, friends. Hopefully that was helpful. The goal is not to go through this entire thing in a day or even in a week. If I need to spend another week on it, getting clear on my pain points, working through some of the other action items on here, then I will. I'm not in any rush. I want to make sure I do it right. And I am very thorough with my reset. I created this from scratch, went into Pinterest, made all the covers myself. I think she is very aesthetic and beautiful. And this is something I can refer back to at any time. There doesn't need to be a specific milestone or time of the year that you can reset. It's not like you can only do it at mid-year, end of year, or January when you're setting your New Year's resolutions. The dashboard is really intended to help me reset whenever I want. and just to make sure that I am on track with all the key areas of my life. Managing your subscriptions is a really important part of the reset for me. And if you haven't done that in a while, I would highly recommend it. Think about all the apps and tools that are on auto renew. You're just getting billed without even realizing it. All of the iCloud tiers of subscriptions that you're paying for that you don't even realize are flying under the radar. Those hidden or invisible costs also can sneak up on you. And so it's really important to make sure that that's a part of your financial reset. Now that we've reviewed the checklist in Notion for my finance reset, let's zoom in on one of my current favorites, which is the Ultimate Wealth Dashboard. This is not sponsored. I actually think they did away with their affiliate program, but if they ever bring it back, shout out into the universe, I would love to be a partner to that. This dashboard has completely changed the way that I think about my wealth, not just my budget or my finances. Your budget should work for your lifestyle, not against it. I have tried every dollar, you need a budget, Rocket Money. I bought those envelopes where you put all your cash in it once you get paid, and so you can only buy things with cash. I've tried all the spreadsheets from friends and family, all the models I could find online. Nothing has worked for me personally as well as this spreadsheet. It is more than just a monthly budgeting tool. It's an all-in-one system. There's tabs for your credit score, investments, debt tracking, setting your financial goals, monthly transactions, everything that you could possibly think of and probably more. You can see here there is a ton of information about it. You can even scroll down to see what's included in more detail. There's a lot of other YouTubers that use this as well. So check out the website. I'll leave it linked down below. There's real-time reviews. You've got my personal and honest opinion. Again, not sponsored. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not a partner. I just discovered this late last year when I was feeling overwhelmed and I really, really wanted to get a handle on my budgeting and get a handle on my money and feel confident about my finances. So this dashboard has really been a game changer for me. And I know that it looks overwhelming, but the last thing I will say, there are options. You can get this in Excel if you're more comfortable. You can put it in Google Sheets, which is what I do just so I can take advantage of the cloud. Once you download it, she will walk you through step by step how to set up everything. If you don't want to use certain tabs, hide them, but definitely check out the website. If it's something that you want to dive into, you can. Self-compassion is going to be super important in anything that you do, but it applies here too, especially in terms of your money mindset. At the end of the day, this financial reset is not intended to make you feel bad about where you are. It is intended to help you and to meet you where you are. It is okay to start with one thing on the checklist. It is okay to make your own. It is okay to try something and then a week or two later come back and decide you need a change. Be gentle with yourself. This financial and life reset is not intended to make you feel overwhelmed or to feel like you're behind in any way. I just wanted to personally share what's been working for me and what I am in real time diving back into just for my own sanity. We are not aiming for perfection, but I hope that this helps. We're learning to make everyday life feel aligned and organized, to feel calm and in control of our finances and our money. If today's reset inspired you, your next step is to download my free Cozy Living Starter Kit. Think of it as your guide to a calm and joyful life. I am thinking about doing a few more videos and turning the Ultimate Life Reset into a playlist for you all. Again, it is intended to be something that you can do at any point in the year, at any time, in any order. And as you saw, I've got 6 main categories that I personally am going through right now. So why not do a little body doubling? Why not bring you all along with me if you're interested? Until next time, keep it cozy.